Picture this, you're out in public. Doing your own thing. Feeling great. Like Beyoncé on a good hair day. Then, out of nowhere, someone disrespects you. Maybe they make a rude comment or snarky tone. Maybe they cut in line without waiting. What do? You can't just freeze or fight back. You have to figure out a way to handle it. Today, we're going to talk about how to deal with public disrespect like a total boss. And trust me, some of these will make you laugh. Some might even make you gasp. But you'll all feel empowered when you're done. So get ready. Today we're not just dealing with disrespect. We're mastering it. Let's go. 1. Call them out in public. Let's talk about calling people out. This one's a bit spicy. Get ready. Imagine this, someone disrespects you in public. Maybe they cut you off in line. Maybe they say something nasty. They might say things quietly or even get very angry. You might want to ignore them or walk away. Sometimes the best thing to do is to respond strongly. Why? Some people only learn when they're put in a difficult situation. Okay. Let me tell you a story. One time, I was in a cafe waiting in line for my latte when this guy suddenly walked in front of me and said, "I'm in a rush." No. Excuse me. No manners, just entitlement oozing out of his paws. So I said loud enough for everyone to hear. "Oh. No problem, the rest of us just love waiting for rude people, please take your time." The barista even clapped. The guy turned beet red. Muttered something. Shuffled to the back of the line. Justice was served with a side of espresso. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Some people, are you worried that calling someone out is too confrontational? Do you think it's better to keep the peace? If that's your style, that's cool. But let's be honest. There are moments when silence feels like letting them win. You can't let people think it's okay to treat others poorly. If we keep letting it slide, the world just becomes a giant playground for bullies. But calling someone out isn't just. It's about setting boundaries for yourself and for the world around you. When you publicly challenge disrespect, you're not just standing up for yourself. You're sending a message to everyone watching. Hey, this isn't okay. We can do better. I'll admit that the first few times I tried this, I was shaking like a leaf, but over time, I realized it's not about calling someone out, isn't just about winning. It's about reclaiming your power. And let's not forget the fun part. Calling someone out doesn't have to be mean. It can be downright hilarious. For example, if someone's loudly disrespecting a server at a restaurant, you could go, "Hey, do you need a Snickers bar or something? You're not yourself when you're angry." Boom. Instant comedy. You just made the server's day. Calling someone out publicly. Calling someone out is like walking a tightrope. You need balance, timing, a little courage when you do it right. You're not trying to start drama. You're showing people that respect isn't optional. Sometimes, you have to be the one to remind them. Standing up for yourself doesn't just change how others see you. It changes how you see yourself. And trust me, that's a glow. It's not that simple. No one can take that away from you. So, the next time someone disrespects you in public, don't back down, step up, and remember, a little wit and a loud voice can go a long way. Try it, you might just surprise yourself. Point 2, ignore. Make it obvious. The art of ignoring someone. Doing it so loudly that it feels like an Olympic-level performance. Now, some people think ignoring disrespect is the best move. It's a sign of weakness, but let me tell you something, ignoring someone can be the most savage move you can make. Especially if you do it right. Why? Because nothing frustrates a disrespectful person more than realizing their antics aren't worth your time. Let me paint a picture for you. A couple of months ago, I was at this networking event. A guy literally interrupted me mid. It's not just about talking over someone. I'm talking about the vibe. When I was younger, I would have tried to jump back in or explain myself. Not this time. I smiled, picked up my drink, turned to the person next to me. I started a new conversation as if the guy had disappeared. The look on his face was pure confusion. Was chef's kiss perfection? Later, he actually came up to me and apologized. Ignoring him spoke louder than any words ever could. Here's where it gets juicy, though. A lot of people will tell you ignoring them doesn't solve the problem. Sure. If someone's crossing serious boundaries, you should speak up. Not all battles. It's not worth fighting for. Why waste your energy arguing with someone who's clearly just fishing for attention? Ignoring them can actually be a power move. Especially when you make it obvious that you're ignoring them. It says you're not even worth the effort it takes to respond. That is the ultimate mic drop. Here's the science. Are you someone who thinks that calling out others is too confrontational? Do you think it's better to keep the peace? If that's your style, that's cool. But let's be honest. There are moments when silence feels like letting others win. You can't let people think it's okay to treat others poorly. If we keep letting this slide, the world just becomes a giant playground for bullies. Calling someone out isn't just. Disrespectful people often thrive on reaction. It's like they're tossing bait into the water, hoping you'll bite. When you ignore them, especially in a way that makes it clear you're choosing to ignore them, it flips the script. Suddenly, they're the ones left feeling awkward, invisible, powerless. The best part? You're always protecting yourself. If you want to be more fun, here's how to take things to the next level. Start scrolling on your phone. Even better if you laugh at a meme while you're doing it. Insult. It's like saying your drama isn't as interesting as this cat video. Look them up and down. Then look away. This always gets under their skin. Casually hum a tune. Nothing says, I don't care, like ignoring someone musically. I once started humming the Jeopardy theme song while someone was lecturing me about my bad attitude. Talk about legendary. But let's get real for a second. Ignoring disrespect isn't just about being petty or witty. It's about reclaiming control over your energy. Sometimes people are rude because they want to bring you down to their level. When you choose to ignore them, you're saying, I value myself too much to engage with your nonsense. Here's what I've learned. You can't control how other people act. You can always control your response, and sometimes ignoring disrespect isn't about being petty or witty. It's about taking control of your energy. Sometimes, people are rude because they want to bring you down to their level. When you choose to ignore them, you're saying, I value myself too much to engage with your nonsense. Here's what I've learned. You can't control how other people act. You can always control your response. Sometimes, the most powerful response is no response at all. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's choosing peace over chaos. I'll be honest. There were times in my life when I felt like I had to respond to everything. Like if I didn't clap back, I was letting people walk all over me. But over time, I realized that not every insult deserves an answer. Sometimes, ignoring someone is the classiest, most confident thing you can do it. It says, I don't need to prove anything to you because I already know my worth. So, the next time someone tries to upset you in public, ignore them. But do it with flair. Make it so obvious that the whole room knows exactly what's happening. It's not just about avoiding drama. It's about protecting your vibe, and trust me, your vibe is way too valuable for random negativity. Walk away like a boss. Let's explore one of the most underrated ways to handle disrespect. Walking away like a boss isn't just about avoiding drama. It's about taking control of a situation and leaving someone stunned in your wake. Trust me, it's not for the faint of heart. When you master it, it's an absolute game changer. Walking away isn't about being weak. It's about knowing when a situation isn't worth your energy. Think of it like this. Imagine someone throws you a ball of negativity. If you stand there, argue, catch it, you're holding their mess. But if you walk away, that ball just hits the ground and stays. When you're in a bad situation, don't give them the satisfaction of dragging you down. Walking away doesn't have to be boring. In fact, the more dramatic it is, the better. This is your moment. You're the lead character in a movie. This is the scene where you say something to the world. Say that you're too good for this nonsense. Here's a tip, if you want to make a memorable exit. Add some flair. The silent exit, no words. No gestures. Just turn around and walk away. The less you say, the more powerful it feels. The statement exit, drop one last line like this conversation is over. I have better things to do than leave. It's like throwing down your microphone. Flaunt your confidence with a swaggering walk. If you're wearing sunglasses, now's the time to put them on. Here's one of my favorite stories about walking away. I was at a work event. A guy who thought he was an expert on everything started talking down to me. He was loud, rude, completely dismissive. At first, I tried reasoning with him. He wasn't listening. I smiled, stood up, said, "Well, I think this conversation has run its course. Enjoy your evening." Then I turned and walked away. His face showed a mix of emotions, leaving him speechless. It was clear to everyone around us. Later, one of my coworkers approached me and said, "That was impressive. And you know what? It felt that way." Here's where things get interesting. Some might say that walking away means you lost. Let me share my perspective. Truth, walking away doesn't mean you lost. It means you chose not to waste your time fighting a battle that didn't deserve your attention. You see, disrespectful people want a reaction. They thrive on drama. If you engage, you're playing their game. When you walk away, you flip the script. Now they're left holding the bag. Their negative energy won't bother you anymore because you've moved on to something better. It's not about giving up, it's about moving on to something better. Walking away doesn't have to be serious. It can actually be funny if you do it right. Here are a few playful ways to make your exit unforgettable. The phantom goodbye. Pretend to answer your phone mid-walk away and say, "Oh, sorry. I have a real emergency." Say something like, "You're right," with a big smile. Then turn and leave. The sarcasm will hit them later. Walk away. Then come back and grab your coffee or whatever you forgot. Walk away again. This will create maximum confusion and zero stress. Let's get real for a second. Walking away isn't just about shutting someone down. It's about protecting your mental health. Life is too short to stay in situations that drain your energy or make you feel small. Walking away is like saying no to negativity. I've been in situations where I stayed too long in arguments, thinking I needed to prove myself. But all I proved was that I was willing to put up with unnecessary stress. Now, I walk away feeling proud and at peace. It feels amazing. People criticize walking away. Some people think it's avoiding the problem. It's not all problems are yours to fix. Some people are just looking to project their frustrations onto you. By walking away, you're saying, not today, Satan. You're also teaching them a lesson. If they want to keep others around, they'll need to bring respect to the table. If not, well, they can sit there alone with their bad vibes while. Walking away has taught me that you don't have to stay in a situation just to prove a point. You don't owe anyone your energy or attention. Your time and peace are precious. The moment you start valuing them, you'll find that walking away doesn't feel like running, it feels like winning. The next time someone disrespects you in public, remember this: you have every right to walk away. Away. Not as a victim. As the person in control. Let them stew in their negativity while you move on to better things. Trust me. Nothing looks cooler than leaving with your dignity intact and your head held high. Whether you exit with flair, with sass, just with silence. Walking away like a boss is one of the most powerful tools you've got. Try it out. It might just become your new favorite flex. 4. The unbothered laugh. I'm going to tell you about an easy way to shut down disrespect, the unbothered laugh. It's simple. It's powerful. It works really well. There's something so powerful about laughing when someone's being rude. Not because what they said was funny. Because it wasn't even worth taking seriously. It's the ultimate, you don't matter enough to ruffle me. Disrespectful people often enjoy the idea that they can annoy you. They want you to react. Argue. Take the bait. When you laugh, you're showing them that their attempt to upset you was so silly that it made you laugh out loud. It's a strong reaction that leaves them confused and probably questioning their own existence. Here's a story. I was at a friend's party. Someone made a rude comment about my outfit. I heard someone say, "That's bold," and thought, I could never pull that off. It was a classic example of a fake compliment mixed with criticism. Instead of getting defensive or explaining my fashion choices, I just laughed. I laughed loudly. Naturally. Didn't seem bothered. I said, "Well, that's probably because it's my look. Not yours." The room chuckled. They awkwardly smiled. I went right back to enjoying myself. That laugh did more than any argument ever could. It told them, you don't have the power. They tried to make me feel insecure. They didn't try me again. Now, let's talk about the controversy. Some people might say, but isn't laughing rude? Aren't you just dismissing them without dealing with the problem? To that, I say, not every comment deserves a debate or a deep discussion about someone's intentions. Sometimes, the best response is to show them that their disrespect isn't worth your time. Let's be real, if someone's being disrespectful, they're not looking for a productive conversation. They want to be in control. Your laugh takes that power away. Not all laughs are the same. It's an art to make it look easy, confident, natural. Here are a few techniques to master the unbothered laugh. The soft chuckle, a subtle amused laugh that says, "Wow. You really thought you did something there." Perfect for low energy disrespect. The full belly laugh. Loud. Unapologetic. Contagious. This one works best when the insult is so ridiculous that it's actually funny. The mock surprise laugh. Raise your eyebrows. Laugh. Say, "Oh my God. You're serious. That's adorable." It's a little risky. It's a mic drop moment when done right. Here's the thing, laughing at disrespect isn't just about making the other person feel small. It's about showing them that they're words. If you don't care what other people do, then your actions don't matter to you. It's like saying, "I'm so confident that your negativity doesn't bother me." And let's go one step further. Laughter is freeing. It reminds you that you don't have to deal with other people's negative energy. You're not responsible for their problems or their bad day. When you laugh without being bothered, you're choosing joy over anger. Peace over small problems. Laughing at disrespect. It shows that you are confident and sure of yourself. It says that you don't need to argue with others to prove that you are valuable. You already know who you are. It's like a shield that bounces negativity right back at the person who says it. The best part is that it keeps you in control. You're the one who controls the energy of the situation, not the other person. There was a time in my life when I took every rude comment personally. I'd get defensive. Overthink. Let it ruin my day. Then I realized, why give someone that kind of power over me? Now, I laugh because life's too short to take every insult to heart. Honestly. The moment you start laughing at the ridiculousness of it all, you start feeling free. It's not about dismissing valid criticism or ignoring serious issues. It's about filtering out the noise. It's about saying, "I respect myself too much to engage with nonsense." Let me tell you, it's a game changer. One time I was on the subway. A guy clearly having a bad day started complaining about everyone around him. At one point, he looked at me and said, "And you? You're probably one of those people who think they're better than everyone else." I couldn't help it. I just laughed. I mean, what even is that insult? I looked at him and said, "Well, now that you mention it." Laughed again. The whole subway car started giggling. The guy just sat there, stunned. That laugh wasn't meant to be mean. It was a way of showing him that his negativity didn't have an effect on me. Guess what? He stopped talking. It was a win for everyone. Here's the truth, the unbothered laugh is about more than just handling disrespect. It's about reclaiming your peace. When you laugh, you're not letting someone's negativity disrupt your energy. You're choosing to stay light. To stay happy. To keep moving forward. And let's face it, the world needs more laughter. If someone is rude and you can find the humor in it, that's a win for you. Not for them. So the next time someone tries to bother you in public, remember this, laugh it off. Laugh loudly. Laugh unapologetically. Nothing says, "I'm unfazed," like a good old-fashioned unbothered laugh. You might even inspire someone else to do the same. Now that's how you handle disrespect like a boss. The silent stare. Let's talk about the silent stare. You know when someone disrespects you and you don't say anything? You just stop and look at them. You don't say anything. You just look at them. This is a bold move. It's scary. It works. It's basically the non-verbal equivalent of saying, "You done yet?" And trust me, it'll make them squirm like you wouldn't believe. The silent stare is a form of psychological warfare. Most people expect a reaction. Whether it's anger, defensiveness, even a comeback, but when you hit them with total silence and unblinking eye contact, It throws them completely off their game. Why? Because silence forces them to reflection when someone's being rude. They usually do it to provoke a response or assert power. When you stare silently, you're making them sit in their own awkwardness that you're saying without words. Whatever you just said is so unimportant, I'm not even dignifying it with a response that it's genius. Now, some people might call the silent stare passive-aggressive. They'll say that if someone disrespect you, have to respond. Silence isn't passive. It's strategic. By refusing to engage, you're taking control of the situation that you're saying. I don't owe you my energy, my words, my time. Think of it like this: silence is a mirror. It reflects the other person's behavior right back at them. If they're being ridiculous, your silence makes that crystal clear. Let's be real. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. Okay, let me set the scene. That I was at a restaurant with friends. The waiter, clearly having a bad day, started snapping at us for no reason. When I politely asked if we could switch a side dish, he said, "Well, maybe you should have thought about that before ordering." Old me would have apologized or tried to explain myself, but I knew me that I just stared at him for a full 5 seconds, silent, calm, no blinking. The guy's face went from smug to confused to downright panicked. That he mumbled something about checking with the kitchen and scurried off. My friends were like, "What just happened?" And I was like, that, my friends, was the power of the silent stare. Not all stares are created equal. You've got to the silent stare. You know that moment when someone disrespects you and instead of responding, you just stop and look. This move is bold. It's chilling. It works so well. It's basically the nail the vibe, calm, confident, just a tiny bit unnerving. Here's a quick breakdown of how to master it. Start strong. When someone disrespects you, don't react immediately. Instead, lock eyes with them. Hold their gaze like you're seeing right through their nonsense. Stay neutral. No smiles. No frowns. Just a blank expression. Let your eyes do all the talking. Own the silence. Most people can't handle more than a few seconds of silence. Let them fill the awkward gap. They'll probably trip over their words trying to explain themselves. End on your terms, when you've made your point. Break eye contact with a subtle head tilt or a quick smirk. It's the equivalent of saying, "That's what I thought." Now, depending on the situation, you can customize your silent stare. The silent stare. Let's talk about the silent stare. You know that moment when someone disrespects you and instead of firing back, you just stop and look. No words. No expression. Just pure, unfiltered eye contact. This move is bold. It's chilling. It works so well. It's basically the maximum effect. The "Are you serious" stare. Raise one eyebrow slightly while staring. It adds a touch of sass. The "I'm so over this" stare. Pair the stare with a slow blink. Like you're bored out of your mind. The intimidation level 100 stare. The lean forward stare. Lean forward slightly and narrow your eyes. You're silently daring them to say something else. One time, I used the slow blink stare on a co-worker. The silent stare. Let's talk about the silent stare. You know that moment when someone disrespects you and instead of saying something, you just stop and look. You don't say anything. You don't show any emotion. You just look at the other person with your unblinking eyes. This move is bold. It's scary. It works really well. It's basically the worker who kept interrupting me in a meeting. After about 5 seconds, he literally stuttered and apologized in the middle of a sentence. No words were needed. That stare was my mic drop. Here's where the silent stare gets deep. It's not just about shutting someone down. It's about holding your ground without compromising your peace. Silence is a form of self-control. It says, I don't need to match your energy. I'm secure enough in myself to let you flail around while I stay calm. There's something incredibly empowering about knowing you don't have to respond to disrespect. You're not avoiding the situation. You're choosing to rise above it. And in a world that constantly demands we react to everything, staying silent is a form of resistance. It's like saying, I don't let you control my mood or my energy. Okay. Let's talk about the obvious issue. What if the silent stare doesn't work? What if they double down on their disrespect or start laughing it off? Well, here's the good news: if you stay silent, you're rebelling. It's like saying you don't get to control how I feel or my energy. Okay. Let's talk about the obvious problem. What if the silent stare doesn't work? What if they keep being disrespectful or start laughing about it? Well, here's the good part. You still win. Why? The silent stare isn't about changing their behavior. It's about controlling your own. Even if they don't get the hint. You've shown yourself that you're capable of staying calm. You're composed. That's a victory all on its own. There was a time when I thought that every disrespectful comment needed a witty comeback. I would stay up at night replaying conversations in my head, wishing I'd said something clever. But then I realized that silence can say more than words ever could. The silent stare taught me that I don't need to prove myself to anyone. It taught me to pause. To breathe. To let my calmness speak louder than their chaos. Let me tell you. Nothing feels better than knowing you can command a situation without saying a single word. The next time someone disrespects you, skip the shouting. Don't respond to insults with a witty comeback. Just stare at the person and keep your cool. Let them be uncomfortable while you stay calm and collected. Trust me, this is a powerful move that will leave everyone speechless. Here are some effective ways to handle disrespect in public. 1. Respond with a witty remark. 2. Walk away with confidence. 3. Laugh calmly and keep your composure. Remember, how you react reveals your character and nothing about the other person. Life is full of people who will test your patience and self-control, your worth, your ability to stay calm under pressure. Your strength are all more important than you might think. You don't have to respond in the way they want you to. You have many tools to handle any situation. Disrespect in a way that protects your energy and keeps your head held high. Let's be realistic. Handling disrespect isn't just about shutting people down or winning some imaginary argument. It's about setting a standard for yourself. It's about saying, I value my peace, my energy, myself. It's more valuable than proving a point. Trust me, it took time to learn. I've been there. I've wasted hours thinking about disrespectful encounters. I thought about all the things I could have said. But over time, I realized something powerful. Not every situation deserves a reaction. Not everyone deserves your time. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. Handling disrespect has taught me a lot about myself. It has shown me where my boundaries are. It has shown me what I'm willing to tolerate and what I absolutely won't put up with. Let's be honest. There's no one who deserves that. There's no one right way to handle every situation. Sometimes, you'll want to respond with a clever comeback. Other times, You'll just want to laugh and walk away. Both are valid. The important thing is to understand why you're responding the way you are. Are you standing up for yourself? Are you choosing to protect your peace? Are you just reacting because you feel like you have to? Once you figure out the reason, everything else falls into place. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your go? What do you do when someone disrespects you in public? Are you the type to stare back? The type to respond with a witty comment? Do you just laugh it off and keep going? Share your story in the comments. I'm curious to know how you handle these situations. If any of these tips resonated with you or gave you that little boost of confidence, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with someone who could use a reminder that they're in control. Their own reactions. And don't forget to subscribe for more real talk life advice and, let's face it, some occasional sass. Here's the most important thing to remember. My friends, you're not responsible for other people's bad vibes, insecurities, bad days. You are responsible for protecting your energy and showing up for yourself. Every time you handle disrespect with grace, confidence, even a little humor, you're reinforcing your own self. Remember this: the next time someone tries to make you feel small, you're too bright, too bold, way too powerful to let their nonsense get to you. Keep shining. Keep laughing. Most importantly, keep being yourself. That's all for today. Stay strong and stay confident. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep those reactions legendary and your energy protected. See you soon.